Maple story, 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 maple story,
Hello everyone.
今天我将谈论过去秋冬期间我最喜欢的衣服。
Говорить об этом сейчас как-то нелогично, tapi saya pikir daripada berbicara tentang apa yang akan saya kenakan.
यह देखने के बाद कि मैंने वास्तव में क्या पसंद किया और क्या पहना, इसके बारे में बात क्यों नहीं की?
그렇게 하면 내 생각과 의견이 실제로 진짜입니다.
En ik kan zien wat ik de afgelopen maanden echt heb gedragen en leuk vond.
En réalité, je n'ai porté aucun de ces articles autant que je l'aurais souhaité normalement.
Weil ich sicher bin, dass ich viele von ihnen mag, bin ich viel weniger ausgegangen.
Ale nadal są to jedne z moich ulubionych i najbardziej noszonych rzeczy w ciągu ostatnich kilku miesięcy.
I pick one hat, 5 tops, 3 bottoms, and 1 pair of shoes.
In un mondo ideale, mi piacerebbe realizzare video individuali per molti di questi pezzi.
しかし、それは現実的ではありません。
Anyways, let's get into the pieces.
Alright, so the first item I'm going to be talking about is going to be this Supreme Rose Jacquard beanie from Fall Winter 18. This beanie came in 4 different colorways. I didn't like any of them except for this one, which is the natural colorway. What drew me to this beanie is the color palette. I really like how it's kind of a cream instead of a white, and then it's got toned down versions of pink and purples and greens and beiges. I think it's a really beautiful color combination. I think it gives the beanie this vintage and older style look, which I really like. I think this pattern might be a little too much on, say, like a top or a bottom, because it would cover too much of your body, if that makes sense. There's just too much surface area with this pattern. So I think it works really well on a hat because it's not as overwhelming. You don't just have this plastered across a significant portion of your body. So I really do like that it's a hat and not like a pair of pants or a sweater or anything like that. It's super thick and warm due to its composition. One thing that I will note is I had to stretch it out quite a bit when I first got it in order to wear it more comfortably. It was just super tight on my head. I'm not sure if I have like a giant head or something. I don't think so, but I did have to stretch it out quite a bit. But what I will say is after I stretched it out, super comfortable. I wore this pretty much every day back when I had long hair just to keep the hair out of my face. It was just super easy to throw on and then go out the door. And I think because of its muted colors, it goes well with a lot of things. So I found myself wearing it a lot. And like I said, it does keep you quite warm as well. I've just been really getting into beanies over the past, maybe 6 months to a year now. I was never a big beanie person, but once I grew out my hair, I found myself wearing them quite a bit. I didn't think I would keep wearing them after I cut my hair, but I've still been wearing them and I've still been liking beanies a lot, even with my shorter hair. So it's something that I do think that I'll be wearing a lot in the future as well. One thing I don't like about this beanie is the fact that it says Supreme here in black. I'm not against it saying Supreme or anything like that. I just wish it wasn't black because I feel like black contrasts so heavily with the rest of the color palette. So when I do wear it, I typically wear it backwards like this so that the Supreme is on the back and you can't really see that it says Supreme from the front. But yeah, overall I definitely love this beanie and it was pretty much on my head every single day over the past fall winter. Alright, and the next item I'm going to be talking about is going to be this Uniqlo U Block Tech trench coat. I think it's from Spring Summer 20, but I could be wrong on that. I've been a big fan of how coats look on other people for a while now, but never really as much as me. I was never really sure how they would look on me. I I think that longer coats have a kind of weird effect where they make taller people look taller and shorter people look shorter. I wouldn't say I'm short, but I wouldn't say I'm tall either, so I've always been a little hesitant on wearing coats personally. So I just decided to get a cheap coat just to see how I would like it, see if I actually wear it. But much to my surprise, I ended up wearing this a ton and loving it. I picked it up in a size small and it fits huge. Even over a hoodie, it still has plenty of room to spare. The coat itself is not thick at all, so it doesn't provide any warmth, so I would imagine that you're supposed to layer this. But because it is thin, you can also wear this into the warmer months as well. I think for me, trench coats are a little bit more interesting than a plain overcoat, and in some ways can be a little bit more versatile as well, which is why I chose to get a trench coat first. But yeah, now that I know how much I like this one, I'm definitely looking to get more coats in the future. It kind of gives you this like grown-up vibe, which I think is where my style is headed towards. I did manage to pick this up on sale, so I got it for a really good price. And just given by how much I've worn it over the past fall-winter season, definitely really glad I picked this up, and I'm definitely going to wear this a lot in the future as well. The next item is going to be this Kiko Kostadinov triple dart tailored jacket from his 0009 2020 collection, aka his fall-winter 20 collection. Never seeing those numbers again. This is by far my favorite item from Kiko Kostadinov's 9th collection. Maybe my favorite item from him ever, not sure, but it's definitely the favorite item in my wardrobe right now. I think the only retailers that stocked this were Kiko Kostadinov's web store and also Essence. By the time I saw it on his web store, it was all sold out and I looked for it literally everywhere. When I saw it drop on Essence, I put it in my wish list, naively thinking that it would go on sale because it was way more expensive than I would have liked to pay, and I was like, nobody's gonna pay this. Much to my surprise, or I guess it's not really a surprise, but about 2 days later I checked the Essence wishlist again and it was pretty much all sold out except for like 2 left in stock, and one of them was my size, and I was like, well, I guess I just have to buy it. I got this in a size EU48, which equates to a US medium, and it does fit me a little tight in kind of the upper arm and chest area. I will say that because of the twill material, it does feel a little bit restrictive, so you might want to keep that in mind. However, I don't think it's really a big deal because it's not like I'm going to be wearing a blazer to, move around a ton or do manual labor or anything like that. I guess you also have the option of sizing up, but I didn't want to size up with this blazer. If it was a normal blazer, I wouldn't mind the oversized look. I think that looks great. But because of the shape and kind of the way that it's tailored, I wanted it to fit more form-fitting on my body, so I got more of my true to size. I think that the smaller size and therefore the slimmer look for this blazer makes it look more, I guess, proper and tailored. Similar to the trench coat, but maybe even more so, I think that this piece signifies a shift in style for me. I never really would have thought that I would just wear blazers casually, but here we are. I guess we all grow up one day. But yeah, the main reason why I like this piece so much is because of its shape. A lot of women's wear pieces have clothes with curves and tailoring that kind of accent the waist and hip of female anatomy, but I feel like you rarely ever see that in menswear. I think that this jacket is a great take by Kiko on a way to bring that concept to menswear. It does accent the hips, but it does so in a way where it doesn't just look like you bought a women's wear blazer and then put it on, but it looks like it was made for men and looks great on men and just is a great piece. I already did mention that it's my favorite item in my wardrobe, so you already know how I feel about it. It is the favorite item from Fall Winter 20 for me, and I'm really glad I bought it. The silhouette is so beautiful and it just looks extremely flattering on a male's anatomy while highlighting the waist. And yeah, super happy I bought it, wore it a ton, and I'm definitely going to wear it a ton in the future as well. The next item I'm going to be talking about is going to be this Craig Green paneled quilted worker jacket from Fall Winter 18. This jacket is probably my most worn outerwear piece from the past Fall Winter season. The quilted worker jacket is probably one of Craig Green's most recognizable and commercial pieces. It's been released in a million colorways and iterations over the past years. This particular iteration is from Fall Winter 18. Compared to his newer iterations, this one does not feature a drawstring around the waist, which I think is a nice added touch he did, because I think it looks really nice when you kind of cinch the drawstring around the waist. However, what I don't like about the newer iterations is they're really plain. They're kind of just like one solid color, and they don't feature the stripe details that this iteration has. I've also heard that the newer Crit Green jackets have lower quality. However, I've never owned one, so I can't speak on that. It's just what I've heard personally. However, what I can say is that the quality for this jacket is honestly extremely impressive. I've worn it in the pouring rain and it's kept me dry and warm. I just think that the construction and build of this jacket is extremely nice. It just feels like a quality jacket when I wear it. I did pick this up in a size medium and it fits me great over both a t-shirt and a hoodie, which I think is kind of interesting because usually you kind of have to sacrifice one for the other, but somehow this looks good over both. Obviously it's a little looser over a t-shirt and a little tighter over a hoodie, but it does look great in both situations, so I was honestly super happy about the sizing for this one. But yeah, overall definitely one of my fall-winter 2020 favorites. And of course, a great item for anyone in the fall-winter months is going to be a hoodie. This one in particular is from Fear of God Essentials. Generally what I look for in a hoodie is a bit oversized, kind of that boxy and cropped cut. I do like a bigger hood on my hoodies, and then one thing I don't like is I don't like drawstrings, so generally speaking I try to find a hoodie without drawstrings. Also, if I'm wearing a hoodie kind of as like a daily hoodie, I don't want there to be branding or big logos on it. I guess there can be like a little bit, like this is fine, but I don't want a ton because then it's not really going to be a hoodie that you're going to want to wear every single day. I'm sure that there are great designer options such as the Hyder Ackerman Perth, ERL, Yeezy Season, etc. But for now, this is more than good enough for me. When I think of sweatshirt or sweatpant, that kind of like heather gray color is the generic representative color that I think of and is generally the one that I wear the most. But I did want to show you guys a different colorway this time. This color was an Essence exclusive, and to be honest, I mainly got it because it has that kind of Rick Owens color palette. This one also has better quality than the gray one. I'm not really sure why. I'm guessing it's because it's an Essence exclusive, but I'm not really sure. They were also different seasons, so maybe the quality changes from season to season. But yeah, overall, they're just hoodies. I mean, there isn't really that much to talk about. I did get both of them in a size medium, and I think the fit is really, really good. One thing I do is I tuck in the waistband just to give it a bit more of a boxy and cropped effect, which I think helps a lot. But yeah, hoodie, not much to talk about. Probably a favorite for most people in the fall-winter season. So yeah. Alright, the next item I'm going to be talking about is going to be this Fall-Winter 19 distressed cardigan from maison Margiela. If you know me, you know that my favorite category of clothing by far is knitwear. I've always been into cardigans, and this is my favorite piece of knitwear that I own. This item released in Fall-Winter 19, but it's hard to find a lot of information regarding this piece because it wasn't a runway piece. I know for sure that it released at a few retailers such as Farfetch, UX, and Slam Jam, but overall I didn't see it at too many places, especially this colorway, so I think it was pretty rare. The retail price was higher than I wanted to pay, but it did dip into the sale, which is when I picked it up. I picked it up in a size medium, and I would say it fits slightly oversized. I could probably fit a small, but I'd rather have it fit oversized than undersized, I guess. The sleeves are absurdly long, so I usually just roll up the cuff once when I wear it. Obviously, this is just a basic cardigan, but I think the texture really elevates it and makes it a piece that you can kind of dress up or down. The dark gray colorway of this cardigan is super versatile and goes with pretty much anything. This is kind of a piece that you can just throw on over a t-shirt without any thought, and it pretty much always looks good. And another thing to note is it's pretty thick and surprisingly warm as well. But yeah, super great piece, wore this a ton. Great for not just fall winter, but pretty much all year round. This was my favorite item in my wardrobe until I got the Kiko blazer, but it's still really close, and honestly it might still be my favorite. Alright, moving on to bottoms, the next item I'm going to be talking about is going to be these Balenciaga Prince of Wales trousers from Spring Summer 17. Speaking overall, I am not a fan of check trousers. I am very picky with them and think that most check trousers look extremely tacky and cheap. I think that the majority of check trousers just look really bad and are even harder for me to style. However, with these, I think that they really do look great and timeless, and I think that they were really well done. The pattern is fairly muted, and I definitely think that this can be dressed up or down in kind of a streetwear fashion. I also think that the colors they chose are really nice and really versatile and can go with a lot. The pants did come in a set with a matching blazer in 2 different colorways. I'm not really a fan of the blazer just because of the exaggerated shoulders and how stiff it looks on the body, but I think that the pants are beautiful and I would love to pick up the pants in the other colorway one day as well. Unfortunately, I can't really talk about sizing when it comes to this item because I did purchase them in an EU 52, which equates to a US 36. To make a long story short, basically I was looking for these pants forever and I finally found them for a decent price in a size 36, and I thought to myself, I might as well just buy these and tailor them down to my size and it would still be cheaper. And also, who knows when one in my size will even pop up online for a good price, so I just decided to buy them and tailor them. I did have to tailor pretty much everything from the thigh up. I mean, I tailored the thigh, the front rise, the hip, the waist, the back rise, the butt, pretty much everything imaginable that you can tailor above the thigh, I tailored. One thing I will say is when I was tailoring these, I did try to keep them relatively true to the intended cut. Obviously, I don't really know how it's supposed to fit because I didn't get my size, but just judging from pictures or what I could see how it was styled on the runway or on models, I tried to tailor it like that. I tailored them pretty slim, which is how it looked like it was styled on the runway. And it fits me perfectly now, undoubtedly because I tailored them to my exact measurements. Again, I don't know how sizing is supposed to be for these, but these fit me absolutely perfectly and I love them. Just a great pant and one of my favorites over this past fall-winter 20 season. The next item I'm going to be talking about is going to be this pair of shorts from Owens Miyake. I think at this point pretty much everyone knows what Owens Miyake is and everyone knows them for their pants, but they make a ton of other pieces too which I think don't get enough attention. I think some of it is bad, but a lot of it is really good in my opinion. These shorts definitely have a different shape than what I would normally go for. They have extremely wide and long legs as well as a very deep rise, which I think make it almost skirt-like. It was kind of awkward at first, but now I really like them. There's an extra flap of fabric on the side, which further accentuates the wide shape. Yeah, aside from the pleated texture, I think that the wide shape makes these super interesting, and the color surprisingly goes with pretty much everything, which I was definitely not expecting as well. And yeah, overall, not much to say. They're just shorts. Obviously, it's not something that you're going to be wearing in like the winter time, but in fall, at least where I live, it's still really warm, so you can definitely wear a pair of shorts pretty late into the year. Alright, and the last piece of clothing that I'm going to be talking about is going to be these vetements Levi's frayed women's jeans from autumn-winter 18. These jeans came in a ton of different colorways and patterns over the seasons. I'm not really a big jeans person, but these jeans have a lot of interesting details that drew me to them. These jeans are paneled and constructed from a fairly thick, non-stretch heavyweight denim. I have heard that the materials for these jeans were sourced from vintage Levi's, but I'm not 100% sure. All of the panels were left with a raw edge, which allows them to fray over time. The hem is asymmetrical and longer on the outside. It also has a patch on the back with a little extra flap that says vetements, as well as a little black tab here that also says vetements. I don't know if it's because it's a women's jean, but it doesn't feature functional front pockets. Like, this is how wide it is, which is extremely whack. I wish these had front pockets. But yeah, overall I really like these jeans. I think they kind of exemplify the idea of like wear and tear and adding character and personality to your clothes. You know, because of the raw edges, the more that you wear and wash these, the more that the edges will fray. And because it is denim, the wash will fade over time as well, kind of like a vintage pair of jeans. Although these are a women's jeans, I got them in a size medium, which is about a 30, and it fits me perfectly. Overall, super happy with these. I wear these when I want to wear something a little bit thicker or when I attempt to skate, I guess. Overall, super happy with these and definitely one of my favorites from fall winter 20. The last item is going to be a pair of footwear. It's going to be these Birkenstock Bostons. These are probably my most worn shoes, which is kind of crazy to think about. When I first got these, I actually wore them for like literal weeks straight, and I had to force myself to wear other stuff and not just wear these all the time. There really isn't that much to say about these. They're kind of a slipper clog hybrid, and then they've got this suede material which I really like. It's one of my favorite materials for footwear. The Boston is my favorite Birkenstock model. There are some collabs of this model, such as the Rick Owens one and the Stussy one, but if I'm being 100% honest, this GR colorway is my favorite colorway, and I think it's better than all of the collab colorways or any of the other colorways out there. In terms of sizing, I picked these up in a size EU 41, which equates to a US 8. However, I think it fits pretty big, and if you're thinking about picking these up, I would definitely consider sizing down. You can actually see the amount of room that I have left over at the end when I'm wearing these, even when I'm wearing my thickest socks. Obviously, because it is a slipper and not like an actual shoe, I don't mind as much, but I don't think anyone wants to feel their foot slide around. Overall though, super cozy, super comfortable. I absolutely love these, and I think they actually surprisingly go well with a lot of outfits as well. Definitely my favorite shoe of fall winter 2020. It's actually insane how much I've worn these because they look like brand new on camera and in real life as well, but I've worn these so much, it's actually insane. Definitely my favorite shoe of fall winter 20. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and show an on body for all of this stuff. And just for fun, in each outfit, I tried to use as many of these pieces as I could at once, so it might not look the best, but I tried to style them all together, and I still think that the pieces look great no matter what you do.
Mr. Worldwide, International Killer. I'm the gangsta, me cash in this bitch.
Baby, you know that I got you. I can never stop you. I would never stop you. 'Cause you know I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know, every day you got me always feeling like, baby, you know that I got you. I can never stop you. I would never stop you. 'Cause you know I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know, every day you got me always feeling like, baby, you know that I got you. I can never stop you. I would never stop you. 'Cause you know I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know, every day you got me
I'm
always
always hands
feeling
in the
like.
room. There's nothing new. Tripping on the shrooms. Flying through the rooms. I'm a man from the moon. Change up your view. I be bossing on the rules. Smoking up the school. Slowly gliding in the pure. I found the cure. This way to true as you. Boy to get to. I'm looking after you. Pay per view. There's nothing I can do. Now you need to find my crew. Find my crew.
Baby, you know that I got you. I can never stop you. I would never stop you. 'Cause you know I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know, every day you got me always feeling like, baby, you know that I got you. I can never stop you. I would never stop you. 'Cause you know I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know, every day you got me always feeling like. Giving my heart for you to take. We can go and drive and leave this place. Getting my strength from your embrace. Baby, let's go all the way. Giving my heart for you to take. We can go and drive and leave this place. Getting my strength from your embrace. Baby, let's go all the way.
Death is easy. Life is hard. Every second is a vibe. Every moment is a vibe. I'm the dopest shooting star. Death is easy. Life is hard. Every second is a vibe. Every moment piece of art. I'm the dopest shooting star.
You know that I got you. I can never stop you. I would never stop you. 'Cause you know I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know, every day you got me always feeling like, baby, you know that I got you. I can never stop you. I would never stop you. 'Cause you know I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know, every day you got me always feeling like. Baby, you know that I got you. I can never stop you. I would never stop you. 'Cause you know I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know, every day you got me always feeling like, baby, you know that I got you. I can never stop you. I would never stop you. 'Cause you know I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know, every day you got me always feeling like, baby, you know that I got you. I can never stop you. I would never stop you. 'Cause you know I'm crazy, crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know, every day you got me always feeling like, baby, you know that I got
This is a JBC News special report. Here's
Tucker Koyerlson.
An analysis on the recent happenings of the Fall-Winter 2021 market, breaking news about new clothes, and questions and concerns about the addictive nature of fashion. Tonight, reporting with the JBC News, I'm your host, Tucker Koyerlson. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the JBC News. Tonight, we're going to have a quick word with a financial analyst, Dave Portcoy, on the state of the market. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Portcoy. Dave, thanks for being on the air. Can you talk about some of the recent happenings regarding the market? Aye, Tucky. Thank you. We're on a corner of SS 21st Street and FW 21st Street, and I guess I'll talk about some of the key players in the fashion stock market. You know me, I call it like I see it, and I was keeping my eyes on a few menswear stocks, specifically HMNR, KIKO, RSCK, and PRDA. HMNR is a stock I've had my eyes on for the past few seasons. Head's looks and color choices are so clearly influenced by his Israeli culture and upbringing, which I love, by the way. Plenty of interesting shapes and proportions, but nonetheless a step back from me from some of his previous work, which is a disappointment for me because I like Head Maina and I want to give his stuff a good score. You know, one where everybody knows the rules. But it's a sell. KRKO saw a huge collection with the most looks of any Kiko collection thus far. Despite general positive consensus and some great looks for sure, I'm just not yet personally convinced. I love some of the patterns and the footwear looks very interesting, but I'm not sure how wearable a lot of this stuff will actually be. With that said, Kiko's wearability always surprises me in a positive way. It looks like Kiko is ramping up the number of styles, and I'll be interested to see if the production numbers and number of stockists ramp up as well. Due to the sheer size of the collection, I can see a lot of this stuff end up in the sale, which is rare for Kiko. Before I make my full decision, I'll be waiting to see these pieces land at retailers so that I can get a closer look and more detailed pictures, as well as see other ways that they're styled. I would rate KRKO as a hold for now. RRCK was one of the bigger disappointments for me this season. I always have high hopes for Rick, but was personally not a fan of most of the items, such as the coats, knitwear, and bodysuits. Rick is also a designer who I consider to choose beautiful colors, but some of the colors used in this show were honestly an eyesore. The Converse collab seems to almost be tongue-in-cheek by Rick, especially given the prominent success of his already existing parody of the Chuck Taylor. However, as someone who has generally avoided collabs in the past, unless he believed it would provide something with legitimate meaning and value, I am interested to see how these will do. They are confirmed to be provided at Converse price points and therefore likely quality, and sit at a modest $165 to $170, making them one of the most accessible Rick items ever. And the collaboration is set to continue with other silhouettes as well. Whether these are a seasonal thing or will become a consistent item like the CDG Converse is to be determined. But I mean, what's next? An actual Rick Owens Nike Dunk? With that said, I really think this collection pales in comparison to the glory of some of Rick's former shows. I do, however, like the extravagant hairy boots, but simply cannot see myself ever wearing them. It's going to be a sell for me. PRDA saw strong showings with the new addition of Raf Simons to the team, outperforming the market. Raf played on the Prada logo and offered some gorgeous pieces such as a beautiful array of coats, leather bombers, and slim trousers. I love the colors used, and the Raf influence is obvious, which I love. It's not just two brands slapping their logos together and calling it a day. While Prada is already an extremely expensive stock, it's been fairly consistent and strong across seasons for years now. I would definitely rate this as a buy. Thanks, Dave. Speaking of Raf, it's been a tumultuous past couple of months for the archive market, seeing the re-release of some coveted archive pieces by Raf Simons, as well as the return of the neutral gray Jordan 1, in the original high cut, which sees its first retro in 36 years. It seems that more and more designers are cashing in on old designs by re-releasing popular designs or silhouettes. Any thoughts on the recent archive redux by Raf Simons, as well as re-releasing archive pieces in general? Yeah, I have some thoughts. There are a lot of mixed feelings and high tensions out there. The suits might tell you how bad this is for the market, for the brand, for the history. It's not the real thing, but let me tell you, I'm all for it. These suits will shorten Raf so hard, not even buying new Raf at a 70% sale. So Raf said, Okay then, I'm just gonna release some of my older collections and collect a quick check. We see these suits, the 1% holding 99% of the stock, and I'm all for giving the little guys a chance. Let retail buyers buy for retail, that's what I say. Not everyone has $30K to spare to drop on a jacket, or to pull $15K each with a friend into a hedge fund to split a jacket. And say, purely hypothetically here, what if the market crashes and you lose that jacket entirely? All your investments are gone. I guess you could at least claim it as a loss on your taxes. Anyway. I understand that re-releasing popular and coveted archive items has mixed opinions and pros and cons, but I think ultimately it benefits both sides, which does include the retail buyers, the little guys. These people get a chance to enter the market and purchase and wear some of these items, and if I'm being honest, if anything, this will probably raise the price of the originals, and archive stores, RAF, retailers all get a piece of the pie as well. With that said, I wouldn't want this to be done too often. Too many re-releases could devalue assets and really tank the market. I think Raf is cashing into the hype and getting paid for his older work, because as we all know, Raf doesn't get a single dime from secondhand transactions of his archive collections. In fact, I wonder if one of the bigger and more notorious suits, Grailed Incorporated, has made more off of Raf Archive than Raf has made off of Raf Archive. It's become increasingly clear that the average consumer as a collective group cannot diamond hands their items enough to influence the selling price fees of Grailed. Too many paper-handed people will continue to list their items on Grailed because, let's face it, it's a unique marketplace. I'm curious to see if a strong competitor will rise up in the coming years. For now, let the little guys play. That's what I say. Thanks, Dave. In other news, Bottega coin saw some volatility, but overall a positive trend in the past few months. Boots and bags by Daniel Lee have continued to trend, and the deletion of their social media has investors speculating if it was a way to almost combat their parabolic rise in popularity, pushing Bottega into the mainstream, or if it was all a big marketing ploy. Personally, I'm not so sold on the move. People who have got into the brand early on, long-term investors, also known as hodlers, which stands for hype on the down low, have rode out the eclipse of the trend, while newer short-term investors continue to buy in. That's all for today on our brief summary of the current state of the market. Thanks again to Mr. Portcoy for joining us, and we'll be right back with some breaking news about recent pickups right after the short commercial break. Hey you, yeah you, are you feeling stiff from sitting at your computer all day? Well, the JBC Show has now been going on for over half an hour. Let's get up and take a quick break and get our bodies moving. Let's roll out that tight upper back together. It's so easy, even your clothes can do it. Don't believe me? Listen to a testimonial from one of our many satisfied customers.
Part of it is, I'm very aesthetically strict, and I like everything around me to look a certain way. I am going to be very strict with what I can control. And what I can control is my body. Everything can control it. It's like a garden. It's better than a garden, because a garden, you have to deal with the weather. With your body, you can really control the food, the water, the working out, and you can get it to a certain, you can make changes. And you can't control other people, you can't control the environment, politics, then you can definitely control your body. Be satisfied to have something in your life that you can control. And it's not last forever, but you know, you can be satisfied because you've done your utmost to reach your peak while you're alive. You have done your best. Nobody is going to be happy if they're not happy with what they do. And if you improve yourself physically, you're just automatically going to be happy because you're better than you used to be. So just that little gesture is just going to make you feel better. I feel more comfortable. I mean, I've learned so much, and I have the confidence to indulge myself in something like this. You know, if you guys come, you could get sucked into it and never come back. So, just warning you.
Thanks, Rick, for that heartfelt testimonial. When they say health is wealth, they're saying that because a health complication in the US will put you into bankruptcy. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-MOVE now and take a break while supplies last. Hurry, this promotional savings won't last long, so call now. That's 1-800-MOVE-NOW. 1-800-MOVE-NOW. 1-800-MOVE-NOW.
The JBC Show does not contain medical advice. The contents of this YouTube channel are solely for entertainment purposes and are not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. The JBC Show assumes no responsibility for the accuracy of any information on or available through this channel. I
regret to inform you that I am solemnly back with some breaking news. Another day, yet another recent pickups video is uploaded to YouTube today, bringing the tragic total pickup video casualty count up to a staggering 20,000 total videos. Man, aren't people getting sick of watching other people buy and show off clothes yet? Can't people just buy and wear what they like anymore? Adding to the fire in these dark times is YouTuber Roaring Coity, who is being accused of fraud through illegal brand manipulation. The lawsuit points at Roaring Coity's alleged deceitful and manipulative behavior regarding certain brands and items in his videos, bespeaking no guarantee that he actually likes or wears the clothes that he is buying and showing off. He is said to have developed a cultish following for whatever he wears or talks about in his videos, acting in a way to deceitfully influence the masses for personal gain. We have Roaring Coity live on the scene with a first-hand account of his videos and his thoughts. Roaring Coity? Thank you, Mr. Koyerlson. Cheers. I just want to start off by saying that I hate the idea of pickups videos, and I don't want to make any on this channel. However, I do see the value in showcasing items that I think are worth talking about, brands or pieces with deep value. However, my style investments are individualized and personalized for me and my body type, and may not be suitable for everyone. I prefer to be viewed as a source of information or education rather than as a source of authority. In fact, in a way, I gatekeep my own fashion content by providing real, quality information in a sea of clickbaiting, advertisement-ridden, endorsed videos. I don't want to influence anyone and would rather they come to their own conclusions and base style investments on their own personalized and individualized needs. I am not a cat. Thank you for that. Can you explain some of your recent investments and why you decided to pick them? No problem, Mr. Koyerlson. Some of my recent acquisitions include a pair of loafers from Marni. It's a brand I've liked for a while now, and I think they have some really nice pieces. I love the square-toed design of these shoes, and I really like the overall shape, but I feel like the platform is just a little too high. Even just 1 centimeter less would have been perfect. They're a very unattractive shoe when not worn, but I think they look incredible on foot. It's weird. Sometimes pieces have a beguiling way of looking more or less attractive, depending on if they're on foot or not. Like most leather shoes, they're pretty uncomfortable until they break in and mold to your feet, but these were especially uncomfortable due to the platform and the heel. I've never owned platform or heeled shoes before, so being introduced to both at once definitely had a bit of a learning curve when it came to walking. In terms of comfort, it started out pretty bad and then traded sideways for a while, but once they finally broke in, I definitely started to get the value out of them. Overall though, they're great, and would I buy them again knowing what I know now? Yes. Thank you. Are there any other investments you wanted to talk about? Sure, Mr. Koyerlson. There's also this sweater from Louis Vuitton. I think the colors used are beautiful and the materials and construction is really well done. The motif is in reference to the Wizard of Oz and can be seen on a number of pieces from the Spring-Summer 19 collection. Have you by chance watched The Wizard of Oz? Fake fans, how many of us? It looks like we're running out of time here. Are there any other investments you wanted to talk about? How about these trousers from Homie Plissé Issey Miyake? That's Plissé Homme, not Plissé Homie. A beanie from Chrome Hearts. No one man should have all these beanies. A sweater from Uniqlo. Do we even have to go over the rest at this point, or can we just make it a formality? Yeah, let's go ahead and make the rest of this a formality. Anything else I've picked up I don't really feel like is worth mentioning. I don't buy a lot of clothes anyway. I just try to find clothes with deep value. Wait a minute, you barely bought anything. I'd rather watch another $10,000 Hypebeast mystery unboxing. Those videos are way better. You mean to tell me that there's people out there who prefer not to own a ton of clothes and to actually try to buy what they like so that they actually wear the clothes they have and they aren't just constantly buying new clothes? You're trying to tell me that clothes are actually for wearing and not just for looking at or for taking one picture for Instagram? Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you for your time this evening, Roaring Coity. That's all for now, folks, and we'll be back shortly with more news. You already know, fashion can be addictive. It starts out cheap with fast fashion, but then the costs begin to climb, and parents say it's beginning to get out of control. My name is Koi. I live in California, USA, and I'm addicted to copping Jawnz. I can't go a day without it. I crave it. I need it.
Koi's deadly addiction to copping Jawnz first developed a few years ago. Copping Jawnz refers to the act of buying clothes. While starting as a seemingly innocent and harmless fascination, he's since then gone from checking a site's offering of a designer here and there to constantly checking sites to see newly added pieces from his favorite designers and collections every single day.
First thing I do each morning is hop online and start checking each site, see what happened overnight. I just have to see the new clothes. I need to see what's out there, the prices, the measurements, the compositions, the stylings of the items on the models.
I wouldn't really say I'm a friend, I'm more of an acquaintance. Thanks. When I first found out that Koi was shopping for clothes this much, I didn't believe it. But when I snuck onto his browsing history, it was confirmed.
When I found out my friend was tracking me, I couldn't believe it. I felt a sense of betrayal. I couldn't believe my own friend would do that to me. I started sneaking onto my computer at night, incognito mode.
I'm worried about him. I tried to intervene before it was too late. I'm here for him. I want him to get the help he needs, and he needs it now.
Using tools such as saved searches, sorting, and wish lists, as well as third-party extensions and being privy to sales schedules and shipments, Koi has optimized the way he shops.
There's an art to copping Jawnz for sure. Sometimes I'll just log on to my favorite retailer website, and before I know it, 6 hours will have gone by. Just like that. When I'm in the zone for shopping, nothing can stop me. Sometimes I'll do little challenges or marathons, like a 24-hour shopping spree, or try to view every single item on a website. They're like fun little mini games I can play.
I'll message him and I won't get a reply for hours, and I'll know he's copping Jawnz again. He doesn't eat, he doesn't go outside, he's never even had a girlfriend.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes I forget to eat, but it's for the better anyway. Any money not spent on Jawnz is such a waste. And speaking of waste, it's good not to eat anyway. I need to lose weight in order to fit into those size 27 Eddie Slimane jeans I saw on Grailed for a steal. I get all the steals on Japanese denim because no one else can fit into a size 27. I'm hoping to fit into a size 26 soon so that I can start copying Japanese jeans in women's sizing, in the bigger sizes. And I can show you guys what I eat. It's not like I straight up don't eat. I've got a nice selection of gourmet options. Those will fill you up good for cheap. More money for clothes. I just love receiving packages in the mail. Every time you get a package, it's like your birthday. Except now your birthday is every single day. It's just constantly getting packages in the mail. It's an amazing feeling. It's definitely got to the point where I feel it's weird when a package isn't coming in the mail. I love seeing that shipping confirmation. There's a sexual tension in the air. During that limbo period, when you know the package is coming but it's not quite here yet, that anticipation, it can change a man. And then that sweet, sweet release when it finally arrives. Getting that email when packages have been delivered, I live for it. And the best part about it, you know what you're getting, and it's exactly what you want. Every single time. Because you bought it for yourself. Yeah, sometimes I go a little bit crazy. I don't think I'm going to be able to pay rent this month, but it's not a big deal. I guess I'll need to get a shipping address to ship clothes to, but other than that, I'm fine, really. It's a lot cheaper to buy a shipping address than to have an actual home anyway. Koi? Koi, are you in there? Oh, is Koi not on call sheet today? Where's the crew on set? Can I get a check on the schedule?
Later that week, Koi was nowhere to be found.
day one in the concrete jungles of California, I have brought with me only the bare essentials. The clothes on my body, and a change of clothes in this backpack, in case I need to change outfits. It's cold today. The sun keeps going in and out of the clouds. It's about 2 p.m. on my watch. The cold is depleting my resources. I just need to make sure my arteries don't freeze. I am totally alone right now, with only my clothes. And I love it. I'm loving it. I can literally say anything I want. No one is going to care. I wish I could have copped that last Namacheko jacket before it sold out. Virgil is overhated. I still like lower end streetwear. Doesn't even matter. I tented my jacket. Made myself a nice jacket tent shelter. And this little guy may be a Rick Owens geobasket one day. Under this tree, I think I struck the mother lode. Those are nature's best fabrics. Wild, and those little buggers are sustainable as well.
The following is a JBC Cribs special presentation.
Anyway, welcome to my crib. Things just didn't work out with the landlord and I. She wanted money or something like that? Ridiculous, I know. Anyway, shooting that show really got me thinking. As clothes continue to live rent-free in my mind, I've decided I want to live rent-free as well. You know, home is where the heart is. It's a bit cold tonight, isn't it? That's all the time we have tonight, folks. I'm your host, Tucker Coyerlson, with the JBC News. As always, thank you for watching and have a good night.
That simple.
still there.